What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new football talk video, and today's topic is the big news. Man City dropped the bombshell on transfer deadline day that they have reached an agreement with Pep Guardiola, so it's official. Football's worst kept secret was that Pep Guardiola was going to Manchester City, and now it's absolutely 100% certain, and I think it's an absolutely magnificent signing for Manchester City. Pellegrini announced at the end of his press conference today that he's leaving the club, and also then Man City put out a statement. What does this mean for the Premier League, guys? Guardiola signed a 3-year contract, and he will, I'm sure that he will win trophies and titles with Manchester City. I just did some research, and Guardiola has won a whopping 63% of the trophies that his clubs competed for since he became manager at Barcelona. That's 19 major trophies from 30, which is a mind-blowing statistic. I don't think that he can keep that percentage up at Manchester City, because the English football is fiercely competitive, and I think that's what draws Guardiola to England, that he wants to test himself. Of course, he's some of you might argue that he chooses the easiest job, but to be honest, I would do the same if I were Guardiola, because he has some friends from Barcelona at Manchester City, Chiki Begiristain and Ferran Soriano. I'm not sure if that second name is right, but yeah, Soriano and Begiristain, they are already at Man City, and Man City have the wealth, the vast resources. They have a club youth academy which is one of the best in the world, but they don't bring through young players, and I think Guardiola will change that, because at Barcelona and at Bayern Munich he was brilliant at developing young players. He integrated Højbjerg and Kimmich and Coman into the Bayern team, and of course he nurtured players like Pedro. And he used to be a youth team coach. He used to be coach of the Barcelona B team, and he guided through the likes of Iniesta and Piqué and Messi through the youth team, the La Masia at Barcelona. So I'm really excited and looking forward to next season. All we need is now for Jose Mourinho to go to Manchester United and possibly staying at Chelsea, and we could have the best managers in the Premier League next season. We already have Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, we have Hiddink at Chelsea, and Pellegrini, I think he's doing a good job with Man City, but the club knows that this club and this squad has a lot more potential. And I think Pellegrini, who is a great manager, he's not on the level of Guardiola. So I think Man City are justified to make the change, and also they didn't go behind Pellegrini's back to talk with Guardiola. Pellegrini knew like a month before this announcement that he was going to step down as Man City manager. The club is not extending his contract, and it will be very interesting to see how many trophies can Man City win this season, because they are still in 4 competitions. But imagine if Guardiola could bring some of the big powerhouse players to the Premier League next season. I think Man City will be definitely favourites next season for the Premier League and for the FA Cup and the League Cup, and they could, for the first time, they could go far in the Champions League. I can see them doing much better with Guardiola. One of the main weaknesses of Pellegrini was that he came short in the Champions League, but this season that could change. They could still go far in that competition, so it will be very interesting to see what Guardiola does. The big question is, where does this leave Manchester United, who went from Sir Alex Ferguson to David Moyes and now Louis van Gaal, and I think they missed out on a big opportunity here, not trying to get Guardiola. But maybe that when they realized that Guardiola was leaving Bayern Munich, maybe behind the scenes they already had a verbal agreement with Manchester City, Guardiola and Man City, so maybe Man United were too late in trying to get Guardiola into the club. And also, who will be next season's Chelsea manager? That's also a big question. Let me know. I think Pellegrini might actually go to Chelsea if Hiddink doesn't stay. after the end of the season. We don't know yet, so it will be very interesting to see what happens on that front. So really excited for next season's Premier League already, and a new Liverpool Career Mode episode is coming today, and I scored some magnificent goals in that one and so much drama happened. So let me know if you agree with me on Guardiola or not, and what do you think about this big announcement, Guardiola to the Premier League. Next season will be a cracker. Thanks for watching, leave a like, and stay awesome. See you later guys. Goodbye.